Welcome all to season 26 of the Castrol GTX Cup Series, as we are set to go racing here at Daytona National Speedway, as where the season always begins at. And what a season we're going to have here. Season 25, we had a great season in season 25. Some great racing here today, and we have switched to the Cup 90 mod this season. And we'll see how this mod, and see what kind of racing this mod gives us. Here's CTS physics, so it should be the same thing possibly. But we are here for race number 1 of the Gatorade Twin 125s at Daytona National Speedway. Under the lights, the air is electric here at this racetrack. And here's the starting lineup for race number 1 of this event here. On the pole, it is Jesse Turner. He's the pole sitter for the Daytona 500, so the front row is always locked in. There's positions 3 on down to 41. We'll get will pretty much play out themselves. Yeah, but anyway, Jesse Turner starts from the pole for the 125 qualifier. He's a Daytona 500 pole sitter at over 192 miles an hour. Beside him will be Joshua Osborne in car number 31, the Goodwrench Mom and Pop's Chevrolet. Second row sees Charles Sanford back with the number 24 DuPont colors this season. He's alongside Ryan George in number 14 Kellogg's Cornflakes Chevrolet. He's one of the most underrated schemes of the 90s, I will definitely say that. He's driving the Terry Labonte colors this season. Third row sees Jordan Anderson in car number 90, the Heilig Myers Ford. He'll be alongside Kyle Matthews, still with the number 42 Meliella scheme this season. Matthews is season 22 Daytona 500 champion. Next row down sees Kev Sheeran, the number 68 Country Time Oldsmobile. He's the second season in a row he's driving an Oldsmobile. He drove a number 71 Buckstove car last season. This season driving for the TriStar Motorsports team. And that number 9 Coors Light Ford, you know who that is. That's Jessica Shelton. She's alongside in car number 9. 9 winner 2 races last season. Next row down sees one of the rookies, Adam Garcia, in the Budweiser Ford, car number 11. He'll be alongside Levi McIntyre, same manufacturer, same number, but different sponsor in the car this season. He's the defending series champion who did it without winning a race this past season. Hopes to repeat as champion, but winning races this time. Next row down sees Mike Becker in car 43, the STP Pike, still with the Richard Petty colors. He'll be alongside Matt Haas in the Interstate Battery Chevrolet, car number 18. Next row sees Alex Miller in 83, the Bullseye Barbecue Sauce Oldsmobile. He's the man who shocked them all at Charlotte last season, here with a great win over there. He'll be alongside car number 20, Mitchell Collins in the Crown Petroleum Oldsmobile. Next row sees Benjamin Miles back in the series this season in the Kodiak Chevrolet, car number 25. He'll be alongside car number 33, the Skull Bandit Chevrolet. Skull Bandit Oldsmobile, of Jacob Thibodeau. And this actually is a pretty good ride here. This car won 3 races for Zach Rogers last season as an Aero 88 Buick, actually, but still a pretty solid team he's got. Next row he's Dylan Young in car number 2, the Miller Genuine Draft Ford. He'll be alongside William Brock in the number 4 Kodak Film Chevrolet. He had an Oldsmobile last season. Next row, you know who that GM Goodwrench Service car number 3 belongs to. That's Cole Deaver in the Dale Earnhardt colors. And beside him, Phil Parker, number 5 Levi Garrett Chevrolet. And then starting shotgun in the field will be Johnny Gardner, his second season in a row driving a Buick. This season driving the Snickers Buick car number 8 for this season. Now, of course, this being race number 1 of the Gatorade Twin 125 qualifiers, though. This is the inside row starters for the race number 1. Is the inside row starters, and race number 2 is the outside row starters. So only the front 2 starting positions are locked in for the Daytona 500 position. That's the front row positions 1 and 2. That would be Jesse Turner and Quentin Moore in that case. And positions 3 on down to 41 will play out themselves, though. Now, in this race, of course, if Jesse Turner will keep the pole sitting starting spot, though, regardless of where he finishes in this 125 duel. No. But if anybody else besides him wins this duel, though, then he or she will be granted third position starting position. Same thing with race number 2. If somebody else besides Quentin Moore wins that race, then he or she will be granted fourth position starting spot, and then so on and so forth down the line. So it's a bit complicated to explain, but you'll see when the starting lineup comes up for the Daytona 500 at the end of this video. Commands given the Friday engines as we get several racing here today on this 2.5 mile racetrack here And we'll be back for the start of this race there right after this as the field rolls off of pit road. Back at Daytona National Speedway, the field's now rolling through turns 3 and 4 here as we'll get a start here in the Gatorade Twin 125s as season 26 is about to commence. Here, Jesse Turner in the number 94 Sunoco Ultra Oldsmobile, the same ride he had in season 16, leads him down as the race car himself on the pit road here. The green flag will fly, and the Gatorade Twin 125s race number 1 is underway. This season we have 4 rookies in the field this season, unlike last season when we had 2 rookies in Wes McCoy and R.J. Bishop. Those 2 were rookies last season. This season, though, we have 4 rookies in the field this season, and one of them is in this field. That's Adam Garcia as they go through turns 3 and 4 now. Here, Jesse Turner leads him down. Charles Samper goes to second position now. And in the third, trying for third is Jordan Anderson. This 125 duel, by the way, has been known for some upset winners, by the way, I should mention as well. That's given him some pretty good starting positions for the Daytona 500. First lap for the leader, 178.19 miles per hour. But that's not the pace you'll be seeing this race here. Charles Samper now goes to the top spot. Jordan Anderson in second position here. These 2 races, these 2 dual races, 24 laps each. Cab Shear goes to second position. Here comes Adam Garcia in car number 11 going up to third spot now. And across the start-finish line they come, and I don't think Adam Garcia is a rookie. Actually, to be honest, I may have to look that up. I don't think he's a rookie this season. One side of me says he's a rookie, and the other side of me says that he's not. But I don't know. But anyway, Charles Samper led the second lap here. Cab Shear goes to the lead now in car 68. Remember, last season he drove the Buck Stove Oldsmobile for the Aero 88 mod last season. This season, he's still in an Oldsmobile, but this season driving Country Time Lemonade as a sponsor in this car. Shear went winless last season, but this season hopes to get back in victory lane, preferably maybe in this race. So he hopes for a Daytona 500 win himself here. As is the man on the inside, Benjamin Miles in car 25. He goes to the inside. He'll take the lead, I think, that time by. Yes, he does. Last time by 198 miles an hour. That was the last lap speed. And now Dylan Young goes to the top spot in car number 2. The Miller Genuine Draft Ford still sticking with the same number. That's brought him a lot of good luck in past offline series, not just this one, but some of the others as well. And now 3 wide here. Alex Miller to the low side of both Dylan Young and Cole Deaver. And now they're going to go 3 wide, about 2 rows deep here as you see Phil Parker to the low side. So does the 4 car of William Brock as they come off turn number 4. Parker dives low on the racetrack here. See what happens. He comes to cross start finish line. It was Miller who led that lap here as they go into turn number 1. William Brock in car number 4 leads the low side of the groove here, and now number 20, that's Mitchell Collins. His only win in the Castrol GTX Cup Series came right here in Daytona season 21 in the Pepsi 400. He would like to get a win. He would like to get a Daytona win himself too this season, or maybe that or any other track there. He had some good runs last season driving the JD McDuffie number 70 last season, but just could not manifest himself in the top 10 finishes. Some races he would qualify very, very well, though, but other races, though, he would, in the same races, he would have bad luck striking, but still, not a bad run so far for the number 20 machine as he now goes to the lead now. But here comes Jacob Thibodeau in car number 33, the Harry Gant colors. But nope, here comes Osborne in 31 to the low side. He qualified third for this. He qualified third originally for the Daytona 500. But as I said, the front row starters are the only ones locked. So Osborne will see. We'll see if he can keep that third position starting spot or not. And the only way he can do so is to win this race. That's the only way he can. That's the only way he can keep that third position starting spot. Or if he finishes second behind Jesse Turner. Mike Becker now in the 43 car goes to the second position now, as he's a former 500 winner himself. Thibodeau looks low in the track here. Here comes number 17. That's Levi McIntyre. He's won at Daytona before himself. That came in the Pepsi 400 on this very same track. Back in, I think it was in season number 19 when he won that race. If you can hear these engines on these cars right if you can hear these engines on these race cars here at Daytona here, and you think that's a strange engine sound that we are running at Daytona, well, it may be a strange engine sound, yes, but it is actually how these restrictor plate engines sound like here when we go to Daytona and Talladega only. The rest of the tricks you'll hear that deep throated V8 sound. But these cars sound almost like Indy cars or IMSA cars, possibly. But whatever your preference here. And now to the low side, Charles Samper takes the lead from Levi McIntyre. You see Ryan George trying to switch back and forth here to try to get a drive off either McIntyre or Samper. And meantime, the 90 car Jordan Anderson goes 3 wide to the low side. It's for third place. Now tries for second on McIntyre as he gets shoved up to the high side. Kyle Matthews behind him, and then you got number 11, Adam Garcia, to the low side. The Budweiser Ford. That's the Jeff Bodine Budweiser Ford he's driving, not the Bill Elliott car. Only Elliott car in the field is that of Jessica Shelton in number 9 car, who's stuck in the middle of the pack. And now 3 wide, and Adam Garcia goes to lead. And I think I may have wiped that off of him, because I think Garcia did run a season in Castrol GTX Cup, actually, as a matter of fact. So he actually is not a rookie. So my mistake. We actually got 3 rookies in the field this season. Actually, that being of Christian Russell, Laura Chung, and the 70 car of Wade Brummer. So that's the three rookies in the field there, and they're all bowing the season in race number 2. So, but yeah, Adam Garcia actually ran one season in the Castrol GTX Cup Series previously, but here and he has not run since. So until this season, Kev Shear goes to the lead, and you got Dylan Young behind him. A little Wawa versus Sheets going on here in the front 2 cars. Shear has the lead. Here comes Young to the low side now as they go to come across the start-finish line. And Kev Shear goes to the top spot now in car number 68. Dylan Young to the low side in number 2, and he's got Phil Parker and Jesse Turner behind him. Down the back stretch they go, and into turn number 3. Parker to the low side of Shear, and here comes Jesse Turner. Look at that running. He's got Alex Miller and William Brock behind him, and also the number 3 car, Cole Deaver, in the GM Goodwrench Chevy. You got Childress cars right there hooked together, Deaver and Osborne. Both those drivers from the deep south there. Deaver from Georgia, Osborne from Kentucky. But meantime, it's Jesse Turner, the driver, out in front here. Miller to second position, Dylan Young up to third, and Deaver now goes to fourth position as he gets past William Brock. Osborne's up there, and now he gets kicked up to the high side now. 18 car Matt Haas to the low side. He's got the help from, or had the help from Jessica Shelton. He still does. He still got the help from the 9 of Shelton as she has got she's got Mike Becker behind her in 43, and also the 24 of Sanford, 42 of Matthews, and the 20 of Mitchell Collins. Haas to the low side, looks for the lead, or looks for position on Osborne. They're going to go 3 wide into turn number 1 here. As meantime, Alex Miller takes the lead here with Cole Deaver to second place now. Here comes Matt Haas in the 18 car. He had the number 8 Miller American Buick last season. This season switching to Chevrolet and Joe Gibbs Racing this season. That car runs pretty good. That car ran pretty good for Matt McIntyre last season, who switched to another green car. You'll find out which one it is. Come race number 2 in the race that he's in. Now he gets passed by Shelton, Becker, and now the 24 of Charles Sanford. Deaver to the high side, and it looks low. Shoves Shelton to the low side. Shelton says, "Thank you very much. I'll take that low lane from you, Deaver." And she takes second place now. So Deaver's plan to move up pretty much backfired right in his face. But now here comes Mike Becker, going to go for 3 wide for the lead now. As he takes Richard Petty cars up to the front spot now. So plans for both Deaver and Shelton backfired, and now Becker goes to the top spot. Here comes Charles Sanders, takes the Jeff Gordon cars to the low side now. And he'll look for the lead. He's got the push from his buddy Kyle Matthews. And Matthews stays up the middle area. Now you got Sanford's teammate Benjamin Miles down the low side. Both these are for Hendrick Motorsports. In fact, all 3 Hendrick cars in this first dual race here. Phil Parker's the third one, and the number 5 Levi Garrett car. Same paint scheme he drove last season, except this season he's in a Chevy Lumina this season. Here comes Jacob Thibodeau to the low side, car 33. He'll take the lead. Mitchell Collins in second position. A pair of Oldsmobiles down the low side. 9 Oldsmobiles in the field this season, by the way. That's the manufacturer's breakdown. 9 Oldsmobiles, 14 Fords, 11 Chevrolets in the field. 6 Pontiacs and 2 Buicks in the field. Those 2 Buicks, you got one Buick in this race. That's Johnny Gardner, and the other Buick is Rob Evans, who's in the second race. So the dual races kind of split those 2 drivers up pretty much in each race. So such as the break for Gardner Evans Motorsports. Meantime, Jordan Anderson takes the lead here. Kev Sheard to the low side. He's got Levi McIntyre behind him. McIntyre says, "Screw you, Kev," and he goes to the low side now. 3 makes it 3 wide. Is that for the lead or for second place? It's for second place, looks like, for the moment, but now he shoves the 90 car up the high side, and McIntyre goes to the lead now in car number 17. Ryan George right there behind him. It's Kev Shear's buddy right now in the number 14 Kellogg's Cornflakes machine. It's the first time we've run this car. Actually, since season 21, as a matter of fact, that's the last time we ran this car for the Cup 90 mod. But this season, I thought to myself, what the heck, bring this paint scheme back? And to me, this is actually one of the most underrated paint schemes of the 90s. This was a scheme that Terry Labonte drove back in 1993. In his last season for Billy Hagan, he took the sponsorship with him to Hendrick Motorsports for the 94 season. So that's the history of that sponsorship, though, and the rest pretty much, as they say, is history. Kev Shear now goes to the low side, takes the lead. Adam Garcia in the second position. Here comes Johnny Gardner. Last week talking about him. He was in the back of the pack there. Now he's up to the front of the pack now in the number 8 car. Do you remember last season? Last race we covered for you at Daytona in Castrol GTX Cup. He won on this very same track in the Pepsi 400, except he was driving the number 11 Pepsi Challenger Chevy. That was the only win he had. That was the only race he ran in a Chevrolet. The rest of the races he ran was in Buicks. But now Gardner goes to second place. Now here comes number 4, William Brock, and make it 3 wide. Osborne trying to figure out who he wants to go with. He's going to go with the number 4 car of Brock. And 3 wide for the lead. And again, Brock takes it. Osborne in second place. Then Miles, then Deaver, and then Anderson, Matthews, Matt Haas in the 18 car. 94 of Jesse Turner. Now Osborne looks slow, so goes for the lead. Did not lead that lap there. William Brock did. And now Joshua Osborne takes the number 31 Mom and Pop's Goodwrench Chevy to the lead. As the 1993 Neil Bonnet cars he's driving for this season. But Gardner goes to the low side, thinks he's going for the lead, but unbeknownst to him, Benjamin Miles actually has that low lane, and he's going to go for the lead. He takes the Ken Schrader cars up to the top spot now. And Deaver goes to second place now. Anderson tries for third, and he's got third. Five laps to go in race number 1 of the Gatorade Duels at Daytona. Cole Deaver, taking the Dale Earnhardt cars up to the top spot. You know Deaver would like to get a Daytona 500 win in this season and take that Goodwrench Chevy to victory lane. Down the backstretch they come. Deaver does have a championship in his career. He won a championship in season 21. Last season we ran Cup 90. But down to the low side goes car number 42, Kyle Matthews. He had 3 wins last season, and one of which being on a road course at Sonoma. He's also a 2-time series champion, winner championship in seasons 20 and 22. Matthews going for his 3rd championship this season. And of course, that Melly Yellow 42 scheme, Kyle will tell you, that's one of his all-time favorite paint schemes. And of course, Kyle Petty, one of his all-time favorite drivers too. Him and Terry Labonte and Ken Schrader and Jeff Gordon. That was pretty much his big 4 on his list. But Matthews now loses the lead to the Raging Cajun, Bill Parker, to car number 5, the Levi Garrett Chevy. They're coming down now for 3 laps remaining. Shuffle is on. You paid your money, now take your choice. You're in duel number 1. Parker being followed by 4 Oldsmobiles now, the 33, 83, 68, and the 20. And here comes Alex Miller, number 83, to the low side, the Bullseye Barbecue Sauce Olds to the low side. He's got another Oldsmobile cab shoving him, and they'll take those 2 Oldsmobiles to the top spot, top 2, now 3 spots now, and throw in Johnny Gardner in the Buick to the low side. 2 laps to go in race number 1 of the Gatorade Duels. Mitchell Collins down low. He looks slow on the track now. Car number 20. Gardner in the Snickers Buick here. Ryan George is up there. Shelton's getting into it now. So is Sanford. Who's going to win this race here? That's going to be the question here. That'll be the white flag this time by in the Gatorade Duels here. Here comes George to the low side. He's going to try to take 2nd position. He's got it. And Mitchell Collins throws the block to the low side. George thinking, dead gummit, I had a good run to the low side, and he blocked me in here. But he's got one more shot here. He'll be coming down. Be coming down for the white flag here. George to the low side. Shelton follows suit. White flag waves. 1 lap remaining in Gatorade Duel number 1. Ryan George, car number 14, the Kellogg's Cornflakes Chevy. Out in front, Shelton, 2nd place. 3rd, Sanford. What's going to happen? Sanford dives low on the track here. He's going to make a 3 wide here. Shelton's going to get stuck in the middle. Here comes Charles Sanford, car number 24. He'll take the lead. Adam Garcia right there behind him in car number 11. Does Garcia pull off an upset and keep up the tradition of upset winners in this race? We'll find out in this last few hundred feet of the track here. Off to number 4 they come. Garcia's going to stay stuck to the left side. He comes to the inside of Sanford. Nothing doing. Charles Sanford wins duel number 1 at Daytona. Charles Sanford, the California Crusher, crushed them all in duel number 1 here today at Daytona International Speedway. 2nd goes to Adam Garcia. What a finish that was here. 3rd to Mike Becker. Ryan George 4th. Jessica Shelton 5th. Sixth place will go to Levi McIntyre. Pole sitter Jesse Turner comes home 7th here, so he'll keep the pole regardless, as I mentioned. Mitchell Collins, Benjamin Miles, Johnny Gardner, Alex Miller, Joshua Osborne will finish 12th. Then Kev Shearer, Jacob Thibodeau, Bill Parker, Matt Haas, Kyle Matthews, Cole Deaver, Jordan Anderson, William Brock, and Dylan Young was the last of the finishers in Gatorade Duel number 1. So that will do it here. So that will do it in race number 1 of the Gatorade Twin 125. Race number 2 will be coming up next here. Average speed of the first duel, 195.610 miles per hour. As congratulations to Charles Sanford, the winner of Gatorade Twin 125. Race number 1. We'll be back with Gatorade Duel number 2 right after this. Back at Daytona International Speedway here, and we are set to go for race number 2 of the Gatorade Duels. We had a great race number 1 just a moment ago. Here, and I hope the race number 2 will be the same episode pretty much. Well, it's always great racing at Daytona, but anyway. So the second dual race lined up here. Here's the line up for today's ring for the second Gatorade dual race. On the pole for this duel is Quentin Moore in car number 21 to Sitco 40. He's the outside pole sitter for the Daytona 500. Both he and Jesse Turner, the pole sitter, are qualified at 192 miles an hour. Beside him will be car number 15, Jackson Haywood. He's the same numbers he was last season, but new sponsorship with Motorcraft. That's a sponsor on this car after being sponsored by Wrangler last season. Second row is Henry Sanford, the Big Apple Market Chevrolet, car 71. Beside him will be car 27. It is Kat Batson in the McDonald's Ford. Third row sees car number 29, Zachary Fitzwater in a Hardee's Pontiac. He'll be alongside Seth Cohen, 52, the Alka-Seltzer Pontiac. Next row down sees Gene Sanford in the Banquet Frozen Foods Chevy, car number 98. She'll be flanked by car number 10. It is Paul Minnick in the Tide Ford. Next row sees Rob Evans in car 12, the Ray Bestis Buick. He'll be alongside car 26, Matt McIntyre with the Quaker State team this season. That car was really, really good last season with Quentin Moore driving the car. And that team has switched from Buick to Ford this season. So we'll be interested to see how that goes. And the first time I've ever seen Matt McIntyre in a Ford, too, believe it or not. Anyway, Wade Brummer in car number 70 has the inside of the next row down to Sun's Upper Speed Pontiac. That car ran okay with Mitchell Collins last season, but we'll see if it does better this season. He'll be alongside Nathan Orman in the Valvoline Ford, car number 6. Next row down has Laura Chung in car number 75, another rookie. The Food Line Dinner Bell Oldsmobile should be flanked by car number 22, Dylan Poteet, the two-time Daytona 500 champion this season. Next row down has car number 30. It is Jay Jefferson, the Pennzoil Pontiac, new sponsorship this season with the number 30 Pontiac team. He'll be alongside car 55, Nathan Hudson in the Skull Classic Crown Oldsmobile. Next row down has Christian Russell in car number 7, the Zurich Santa Fe Ford. He's another rookie. He'll be alongside Zach Rogers, new Skull Classic, and he's got Skull Classic as a sponsor this season on his number 1 Oldsmobile. Rogers finished 5th and 2nd the last couple. Rogers finished top 5 in the points the last couple seasons, and is one of the championship threats as well too. Next row down in the last row, starting shotgun is Keith Batson, car 20, Texaco Haviland Ford, the season 24 Castrol GTX Cup Series champion. He'll be alongside car number 66. It is Ryan Brommer in the Trop Arctic Ford. So this is the same purpose as we had in race number 1 of the Gatorade Duel. So same deal pretty much, except this is the outside row starters here. So this is 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th, 10th, and so on and so forth down the line to 40th. This is a shorter field than we had in race number 1, where it's positions 1 through 41, but the odd numbers everything. And here comes the command to fire the engines for race number 2 of the Gatorade Duels. back at Daytona International Speedway. We're set to go for race number 2 of the Gatorade Twin 125s, or the Gatorade Duels, whatever you want to call it. We mentioned Gatorade. We mentioned positions. We mentioned the odd number starting positions are decided here for this season, for this race here, and we'll see what happens for the even number starting spots here. This will determine the overall lineup for the Daytona 500. For season 26 of the Castrol GTX Cup Series, Quentin Moore, who starts second for the Daytona 500. He's already got that position locked down, so he will keep that starting spot regardless of where he finishes in race number 2 of this duels. Green flag flies here, and race number 2 of the Gatorade Duel is underway. Quentin will be one of 3 drivers that will be carrying one of our in-car cameras for the Daytona 500 itself. I have not decided who the other 2 is going to be just yet, but we'll see. Field speeding up there very quickly, 190 miles an hour at this point down the backstretch here. Here comes Henry Sanford in car 71 to the low side. He'll take the lead. Fitzwater second position now. Here comes number 98, Gene Sanford. So 2 of the Sanford siblings are in this race. Charles was the lone Sanford in race number 1, and look what happened. He won that race. So maybe Gene or Henry will make it a Sanford family outing in Victory Lane at the Gatorade Duels there. But of course there's 18 other drivers that's going to try to mess that plan up. First lap in the second duel, 180 miles per hour, so these cars pretty fast. Of course, the temperatures have cooled off since Duel 1 completed. So speeds obviously should be a lot faster here. And here comes number 12, Rob Evans. He looks to the low side. He pushes Fitzwater up the track now. And it's Rob Evans going to the number 1 spot, or tries to. Dips low on the track here. They're side by side with Fitzwater. And Rob Evans pulls ahead. He's got the help from Wade Brummer in the 70. I'm going to have a problem with the Brummer and Brummer names, to be honest, because they're both in the same daggone race. Anyway. But meantime, Brummer takes the lead in car number 70 in the Sons Medford Speed Rumple Furniture Pontiac. That's the car Mitchell Collins drove last season for the Aero 88 mod. Same paint scheme, by the way, for the J.D. McDuffie team. And down the low side goes car number 7. It is Christian Russell. You got 3, as we mentioned, 3 rookies in this field, and all 3 of them actually are in the top 10 right now because the 75 Laura Chung is in that top 10 mix as well. She's side by side with Rob Evans. Nathan Hudson in the 55 is sandwiched in between those drivers. And here comes Hudson, goes to the low side, takes the lead, or tries to take the lead. Part of that 3-car Skull Oldsmobile team, 2 of them black and white cars, and we saw Jacob Thibodeau earlier with the green and white Harry Gant colors. So quite a formative team those drivers have pretty much formed here this season, and a lot of people kind of skeptical to see how Zach Rogers does in the number 1 Skull car as opposed to the 33 that he's driven the last couple seasons, but. Look at him right now. He's leading this race here. So Rogers proves he's a threat. Proves that he's a threat in any car he drives. Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Pontiac, you name it. You name it, and he can drive it. But meantime, Ryan Brommer to the low side. He'll take the number 2 spot here after starting last in this Gatorade Duel, and he goes to the low side now. 4 laps completed, just an explosive start so far. Here comes Jay Jefferson to the low side, winner of last season's Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis. And he'll dive low. He's got new sponsorship this season from Pennzoil on his car this season. Country Time Lemonade has moved to Cab Shear's team, as we saw earlier in the Gatorade Duels. Jefferson had kind of an okay season, though. I mean, he didn't win a lot of races. He should have won 2 last season if he'd not run out of gas under caution at Charlotte, and that's what, and pretty much just screwed himself out of victory on that one. Down the low side now comes number 15, Jackson Haywood, but Nathan Orman says, "Nuh-uh, that's my spot." He'll look low, and Haywood says, "The heck it is," and he goes to the low side now. 3 wide. We saw a 3 wide in the first dual race. And here they come off to number 4. It's going to be a drag race now to see who leads this lap between a 15 and a 6. And it's going to be the 15 of Haywood's going to lead that lap. And by the way, all 3 of the KAB Enterprises machines are all in this race, by the way. Jackson Haywood in the 15, Cat Batson 27, and the chief of the team, Keith Batson, in car 28, the Davey Allison colors. Excuse me. Coming down to the low side, here comes number 52, Seth Cole. He has a 3rd position away. Quentin Moore in 21 down the low side here. Jackson Haywood continues to lead here in the number 15 Motorcraft Ford. Cat Batson behind him in 2nd position, but nope, Seth Cole dives low. He'll take 2nd place away now as he goes through turns 1 and 2. And now Seth Cole looks low for the lead here. Look at that 52 car go as he dives low on the track here. He had Eureka backing clearance as a sponsorship last season. This season with the Alka-Seltzer paint scheme this season, the Jimmy Means colors. And Seth hoping to win his first Daytona 500 this season as well too. You got a lot of veteran drivers who's not won the Daytona 500 in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. Seth Cole being one of them. Among some of the others here, Dylan Young's never won the 500 in this series. Zach Rogers has never won the 500 in this series. Keith Batson's never won it. Joshua Osborne's never won it. Shelton's never won it, believe it or not. And McIntyre's never won it. So basically, it's you name the veteran and they never won it. The only exceptions being drivers like Dylan Poteet and Johnny Gardner. Those 2 have won the 500 before, as has Charles Sanford and Kyle Matthews. But some of the other veterans, they've never snatched a brass ring in the 500. Working the 10th lap of this second dual race here, Zachary Fitzwater out in front, but here comes Jean Sanford, 98 to the low side. She'll take position away. There you see him down the low side of the track here. Wade Brummer takes the lead in car number 7, in car number 70, and now Nathan Hudson dives low on the track here. He'll make the move to the low side. Here comes number 22, Dylan Poteet to the low side. He's got the help from Laura Chung in 75. And you got another woman right there behind, Kat Batson in 27. You got 3 women in this field here. 4 overall in this series this season. I thought I heard another car off in the distance. I thought it was somebody off the pace here, but we mentioned Quentin Moore will carry one of the in-car cameras for the Daytona 500 this season. In this series, the other two will be Keith Batson and Cole Deaver. Those 3 will be carrying the in-car cameras for this season's Daytona 500. Come by to complete halfway here in the Gatorade Duels race number 2. Dylan Poteet leads that 12th lap of this race Up in the second position now goes Christian Russell in the Alan Quickie colors. Christian Russell, a new name on the tour. I should mention here. He and Laura Chung both are. Whereas names like Adam Garcia, as we mentioned in the first dual race, as well as Wade Brummer, those are not new names in the NNSCRA. They signed up occasionally, but really not much, but really not veterans in this series, to be honest here, as some of the others are. So that's basically how it is there. But Laura Chung and Christian Russell, both new names in the series. And look at this 3 wide here between the 6 car of Nathan Ormond, Ryan Brommer, and Matt McIntyre in the 26 cars. They go into turn number 1, and now they're 3 wide, about 4 rows deep as they come up through turns 3 and 4, or turns 1 and 2, I should say. Averaging 196 miles an hour as we're nearing 10 laps remaining. The first fast lap race this race so far, in this duel so far, set by Seth Cole at 199.06 miles an hour. So they are cranking them up at almost 200 miles an hour. You think it's going to be this way for this race? You think it's that way in the duels? There, wait till they crank them up for the Daytona 500. 30 lap races. These two dual races are 6 laps shorter than what the 500 is going to be, so it'll be an extra 6 laps for that race. And this engine, and again, this engine sound you hear, as we mentioned before, though, this is your restrictor plate package sound out of these engines for these cars, though. So not to worry, these are still V8 engines. You'll hear that big deep throated roar starting at the second race of the season at Rockingham. Here, but Daytona and Talladega is the only tracks you'll hear that kind of engine sound for this race. You heard him as they come by the speed shot. Seth Cole to the low side of Jackson Haywood now in the 15 car. 9 laps to go in duel number 2. The question is who will join Charles Sanford in victory lane as the Gatorade duel winners. Rob Evans down the low side, car number 12, the Ray Bestis Buick. He's the only Buick in this duel race, as his buddy Johnny Gardner was in the first race here. Him and Gardner are the only 2 Buicks this season. Evans driving the same number he had last season. He had the number 12. He had the number 12 Budweiser scheme last season. It was a Chevrolet. He won the first race at Darlington with it, though. That would be the 5th race of the season this season. This race is actually races 5 and 26, I think. And here comes number 21, Quentin Moore in the number 21 Morgan Shepherd colors. Outside pole for the 500 this season. Here comes Jefferson to the low side. He's got Hudson in the 50. He's got Hudson in the 55. Paul Minnick in the 10. Laura Chung in the 75. Number 1, Zach Rogers, Dylan Poteet, Cat Batson, and Zachary Fitzwater all in the bottom lane of the track here. 3 lanes at work here at Daytona. Seven laps remaining. Down the low side, Quentin Moore thought he had a shot to lead, but nope. Nathan Hudson to the 55 in the 55 car goes low, and he'll take the lead. Darn pace car. And you see several cars had to back off coming off that 4th corner here. Laura Chung did, so did Zach Rogers. He had to back off to try to keep him rear-ending the 75 car. Hudson takes the lead now in the Skull Classic Crown Oldsmobile. So I mentioned a lot of Oldsmobiles in this field. There'll be 9 of them this season. Ford, of course, has the most out of the manufacturers this season at 14 cars. Of the 41 cars this season, 11 of them are Chevrolets. I should say 14 of them Fords, 11 Chevrolets, 9 Oldsmobiles, 6 Pontiacs, and 2 Buicks this season in the field. Jean Sanford, car number 98 to the low side, looks for the lead. She's got another woman there, Laura Chung behind her. Hudson doing a really good job keeping that keeping that lead here for the time being. But now Chung decides to go 3 wide here. She's got one of the best, Dylan Poteet right there behind her in 22. Poteet not only one of the best in offline, but also in online as well. man, one of the guys that carries the big reputation in this field. But now he goes to the high side here. Cat bats into the low side, takes position or tries to. She gets by Poteet, now tries to get by Quentin Moore in the Sitco colors, and she'll dive low on the track here through turns 1 and 2. She'll take position away for the moment, or tries to. But now Paul Minnick dips low in number 10. Hudson's still keeping the lead there. He's, like I said, doing a darn good job. The 75 car right there behind him, but nope. Here comes Laura Chung to the low side. And she'll take the lead here at Daytona, or tries to. Dips down, and she has the lead for the moment. But Quentin Moore says, I'm going to go for it myself in his car. He peaks low, tucks back inside, and Chung leads that lap, I think, or yes, she does. So she takes the number 75 Dinner Bell Oldsmobile to the top spot here, but now the laps are clicking off. We're down to 3 to go in duel number 2. Qualifying races leading up to the Daytona 500. Question is, who will get the spots? Well, actually, nobody will DNQ, actually, to be honest, but you get what I mean. Question is, who will end up where? Hudson and Moore, side by side, come off turn number 4. Paul Minnick is right up there. 29, Zachary Fitzwater. Nathan Orman in 6. Laura Chung ducks back low on the track here. Trying to put herself in a position in her first ever race at Daytona. 2 laps to go. White flag this time by here. Chung dives low on the track here. She's got Fitzwater behind her. Here comes Ormond in the 6th. Is he going to go low on the 29 car? We'll see what happens here. And Ormond does have that low line working for him. Henry Sampras in this mix, and so is Wade Brummer in the 70. Remember we talked about possibly upset winners in this this race having a reputation for upset winners. I think we might possibly see one here. White flag is out. 1 to go. That was close between the 75 and 21 at the line. Here comes Ormond to the low side. Nathan Ormond, the battling fourth. They're 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3. About, 7 rows deep. Ormond has the top spot. Here comes number 71. It's Henry Sampras to the low side of the track here. He goes to the middle. Loses out of the middle. Here comes Brummer to the low side. Wade Brummer to 70. Is he going to win this race? Third and 4 turns they come here. Zach Rogers right there behind him in number 1. Here to come off turn number 4. Rogers to the low side of the track as they come off the 4th turn. And it's going to be Wade Brummer pulling off the upset. He will win the Gatorade duel number 2. Boy, these dual races do not disappoint. Wade Brummer in the number 70 car, his first race ever in the Castrol GTX Cup Series, the second dual race at Daytona, and he pulls it off. A fine drive by the 70 team. Henry Sampras comes home 2nd, Zach Rogers 3rd, 4th we'll go to Nathan Ormond, average speed 196.345. Jackson Haywood 5th, Laura Chung 6th. Quentin Moore, the outside pulser, comes on 7th. He finishes in the exact same spot Jesse Turner did in the first race, believe it or not. Matt McIntyre 8th. 9th will go to Zachary Fitzwater, and Nathan Orton Hudson will be 10th. Then comes Seth Cole, Paul Minnick, Kat Madsen, Gene Sanford, Dylan Poteet, Rob Evans, Christian Russell, Jay Jefferson, Ryan Brommer, and Keith Batson, the top 20 in this race here. So that will do it for the Gatorade Duel race number 2 here. Congratulations to your dual winners, Wade Brummer, the Duel 2 winner, and Duel 1 winner, Charles Sanford. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got interests, we got gaming videos, we got whatever the president of the NNSCRA, Seth Cole, desires for his channel. And be sure to check out Seth's Duracell Cup Series on this channel as well. I guarantee his races are a whole lot better than what I have to offer too. So be sure to give that series a check out, and also like the NNSCRA page on Facebook as well. So that will do it here today at Daytona. So that will do it for the Gatorade Duels at Daytona here. For now, here the starting lineup for the Daytona 500 will be at the end of this video here. And so for now, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best. We will see you for the Great American Race, the Daytona 500.